Hello! So this time I have a video for all of my prophytes out there. Congratulations, you're no longer a neo. Isn't it great? I think a prophyte varies by what university you're at. For my university, you're only considered a prophyte when you've brought another generation into the organization. So go a really long time without. But I don't know. I think it varies. It's either you either you induct a group in after you, or you have to be in sorority a certain amount of time to be considered a prophyte. But I don't think that's fair for those of us who had to actually do work and recruit people to come in after us. Because I think I was a neo for like 2 years. 2 years? 2 years, yeah. I was a neo for 2 years before becoming a prophyte after bringing in a group of girls on my own. So for my prophytes out there, number one rule that I would recommend is keep a very watchful eye on your neos. I say that because they're new. They're gonna wear their letters and be excited and be out and when I say be out, I mean wear their letters all the time, all day, every day, everywhere, anywhere anyone can see them. They're gonna do all that. Keep a watchful eye on them, because your job is to make sure that they are upholding the Sigma image in the best light possible. So you don't want to watch them come into the sorority and basically demean themselves or demean the chapter, demean the sorority as a whole by doing something that they have no business doing, because no one, I don't want to say no one checked them on it, but no one like guided them properly or gave them the proper information. You as a prophyte, your job is to guide these girls and protect them and basically be like a big sister, because we are in a sisterhood. So your job is to make sure that they're doing everything correctly. Like, you're sharing information with them, you're sharing history with them, you're sharing secrets and traditions, rituals, things like that. So you're responsible for passing that information down to these people, and that includes how to behave and how not to behave. You don't want to be on social media one day and it got like word got out that your neo was involved in something humiliating to you, your chapter, your organization, and it could have been avoided if you just told them not to do it. So that's why I say keep a watchful eye on them and make sure that they know right from wrong and know the proper behaviors for certain things. Like, there's a time and place for everything, and you should be that person to let them know when the time is to do certain things. That's one thing that I recommend doing. Second thing I would recommend for a prophyte is to always be on top of your game. You don't want to be that prophyte that isn't involved with them, because I think the thing that happens with prophytes, especially after we graduate, is we kind of forget about undergrads. Like, unless we're close to home or close to them to where we'll see them all the time, they tend to forget who came in before them. And it's not necessarily their fault. They should be taught who came in before them, like the organizational structure in terms of the chapter, because you don't want to be that prophyte that's never involved, and then you see them a social function and you're like, do you guys know who I am? And they're like, no. That's kind of sad. So you want to make sure that you're keeping tabs on them and that you're still social with them, because it's kind of hurtful. It's kind of hurtful to not be remembered, especially when you made a big impact in the chapter when you were there, and then they don't know who you are. That's kind of sad. So if the people there aren't telling people about you, you should tell them about you and just let them know, hey, I may not live in this particular area where you are, but I feel like you should be more open to being more social to them and letting them know, hey, I might not be in the area, but here's my number, here's my information. If you ever need anything, let me know. So they'll know, hey, there's more people that we can reach out to aside from the prophytes that we have on campus. And another thing with that is to prophytes, try not to overstep your bounds. I know after we graduate, we can tend to be heavily involved in undergrads. I feel like it's one thing or the other. You're either heavily involved in undergrads after you graduate, or you kind of forget about that and move on with your life. I think it depends on the person, but if you're that prophyte that's heavily interested in undergrad, please, please, please make sure that you do not overstep your bounds. I think that it's important not to disrespect anyone who's involved in a chapter or who's always been involved in the chapter, but also have to know where your opinions are required and where they're not. Graduate chapters in particular, graduate chapters are in charge of the undergraduate chapter. So if there is a graduate chapter that is solely over the undergraduate chapter that you're no longer a part of, if you want to help out, and if you're not a part of that graduate chapter that is involved in the undergrads, don't overstep your bounds and help without permission. Try to find a way to be involved without stepping on anyone's toes, because there is an order to things, and you don't want to be that person that oversteps her bounds and before you know it, no one wants you there because they think that you overstep your bounds. I think that there should be a level of communication between those people who are a part of the graduate chapter and over the undergrads who are prophytes, and the prophytes who are not a part of that graduate chapter who want to help with the neophytes. There's really no better way that I can explain it other than that, just because I don't want anyone to be in their feelings about what I'm saying, because it has happened. But you have to know your role, and you have to know your boundaries pretty much. If you want to help, great, but there's a way to go about doing it without offending people, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my advice on that. I pretty much don't have anything else other than that. I think being a prophyte is fun. That's the advice that I have for prophytes. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next one.